This is Reels88, and this is my Dead Space remake, hard mode. No damage, no shop, no stasis, and no upgrades. And this is Chapter 4, Obliteration Imminent, Part 1. And things definitely get a lot more interesting in this chapter. For one, we have to manage our inventory better. I'm running out of room. The game keeps giving me plasma cutter rounds and ripper blades. Like, I got a lot of them. And, but that's part of the challenge, right? And we're gonna probably have to drop one of our guns in the storage later on in the second part of this chapter. That way I can stock up with some more ammo for later on in this, in the later chapters of this playthrough. And, I kind of left that in there, show you I'm on hard mode. And right here we get a glimpse of the boss fight, the brute that we will be fighting. And there's two of them in this chapter. And actually in this video. And I had to express my concerns about this boss fight because I didn't know how I was going to beat him. But we pulled it off. Twice, actually. And I can't wait to show you how I do it. And I make a cut right here. The room windows basically explode. And I explore the room, gather as much ammo and stuff and resources, and I just cut it out. So, go around and collect as much stuff as you can. I missed one right over there. And I make another cut right here. See, you're supposed to keep going down those staircases, and talk to Haman. It's a large cutscene. I just cut it out. And you get clearance level 2, so you can probably go back and get the line gun and the medical bay if you want. I didn't do that. It's an option. And right here is the brute fight that I mentioned earlier. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pelt him with some fire hydrants. These things are powerful, and I'm gonna hit him with some flames from the flamethrower because I think it slows him down. And I get so far away from him that he spits a loogie at me, and we just fire back at him, and that's gonna be the strategy for this boss. And I play Ring Around the Rosie with him. He's kind of picking up speed, so we slow him down with the fire again. And right over there, he actually tries to fire a projectile at me behind that wall, and he ends up blowing himself up, and he blows his legs off. So now, because of that, he's significantly slower, and just get some distance from him, and he'll fire another loogie at you. And that's all you got to keep doing. Once you cut his legs off, just do that. And he's done. And that's kind of the second brute fight is going to be a lot more difficult because we don't have as much room, and we're just going to shove him down that hole. Get him out of the way.
Clearance confirmed.
Yep, more ripper blades, just what I needed. And there's an Xbox on the ground. Smash it.
Atrium elevators are now online.
Now we activate the elevators. And I make a decision right here. I notice that I'm carrying way too much. So I go in here and I just drop off some stuff in the storage. Now, you go down any floor. I go down to floor 3, the bottom floor first. I think on floor number 2 there is a contact beam, which would make this next encounter a lot easier, but we still manage. And there's a video right there on the wall
Must be the marker they dug up.
of the marker of that statue that I mentioned earlier. If you don't know what it is the source of all this misery. It is the reason why people are turning into zombies on the space shuttle. And I'll probably explain more of that later when, if I got some time to talk. But yeah. You don't want to go anywhere near that thing.
Hazards on the floor ahead of you.
60-year-old deck plating.
Now in the center room right here, if you didn't know,
Watch your step.
you can actually get in there. All you gotta do is pull down those boxes from the opposite side of the room and just shoot it. Now, what's in this room is level 3 clearance lockers, which I cannot access at the moment, and I accidentally pick up a weapon upgrade.
Clearance required.
And I didn't realize it at the time, but that does take up some inventory space in my inventory. So, that's not good. And this chapter, I had to make a lot of cuts because in this room up ahead, I call it the electrical room. I died so many times, I messed up so many times. And right there, a lurker, that's scripted right there. A lurker will walk into the electrical panel and get himself killed. I'll walk over here and walk right back. Because a slasher and a lurker is going to spawn. And I throw this lurker at him just to stun him, to push him back, so the electrical panel can kill him, just like that. And there's a lurker right there. And be aware that that slasher that just got electrocuted, sometimes you cannot pick up his blades. I don't know what it is about him, but you just can't do it. It's just weird. And I'm trying to get this guy to kill himself in the electrical panel. And he finally does it. More ripper blades. Now when you walk right here, a necromorph's gonna spawn in the room where the door where you enter this room at, he's right there. If you're lucky, he'll get himself killed by the electrical panels. And correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't this gravity panels in the original game? It's been a while since I played the original, so I could have sworn that these were gravity panels, not electrical, because I didn't see any gravity panels in this remake. Now grab this guy's blades, and these will come in handy for the 2 lurkers that'll come up. And, yep. Just one of these will take care of a lurker. And I think that lurker just got himself killed by the electrical panel. Yep, he's dead. Now, up ahead is another brute fight. And there's no checkpoint between the entrance of this room and that brute fight, so I go back and I save it, because I was getting tired of doing this room. And yeah, the amount of times I had to retake this room, like this, yeah, and I do save it, but I go back and I grab the explosive, because it'll make this fight a little bit shorter than, not as long as it needs to be, but I do go and save it. And I do have to keep running back, doing this little run back to the boss, but at least I don't have to kill all the enemies. And once you cross this electrical panel right here, it'll just stay like that. It'll stay active, and you can't go back. I already tried. I tried to kill the brute with the electrical panels, but it wasn't working because it's completely active. So here you go. This boss fight's a lot more difficult when you don't use stasis. I just throw that at him. I hit him with the flamethrower, and then I run away. And you see this wall right here, this central pillar, these two blockades, whatever you want to call them. I play Ring Around the Rosie with him. And he kind of blows himself up with a loogie. So he just damaged himself. So that's what you kind of want to do. Just keep playing Ring Around the Rosie with him. And I'm kind of here for a while, so it is kind of a long-winded tactic, but I do what I have to do to win this fight. Because I could probably keep hitting him with the flamethrower rounds, but I'm running kind of low on that right now. So I'm being very frugal with my ammo. Yep. There he goes again. You see that green flash? He blasted himself again. Now he's kind of running again, which is not good. And if you don't see him, yep, there he goes again. See? Yeah, now he just blew off his legs. Now you can just stand far away from him and wait for him to blast you again and just catch it with telekinesis. Right back in his face. And just for the record, I did not, copy this from any other person on YouTube. I kind of came up with this on my own. Now, I'm not going to say that it's an original idea. I might not be the first person to find this, but I did come up with it on its own. And, this is taking a long time. But I know he's about to die. He's got to be close to being dead. And I don't want to be too close to him when he spits at me, because the telekinesis doesn't grab it fast enough when you're close to him. I grab that Xbox, and this is what kills him right there. You couldn't take the mighty Xbox to the face. And I'm just getting Ripper Blades out the wazoo. I'm gonna have to use some of this up or put it in storage. And I'm glad there's actually a checkpoint right here, and I'm glad because I kind of tried to rush this right here, and I just got completely obliterated by these electrical flapping wires. And if I was on impossible mode, then that would have been the end of the playthrough. So make sure that it's safely on the left side before you you hit it with stasis. And like I said, I had to redo this electrical room I don't know how many times, maybe 20 times, and this video was originally an hour long. No, it was actually an hour and a half long. And now the video is 18 minutes, so I did a lot of cuts.
Isaac, I cracked the Ishimura's MedSci reports. They're a fucking horror show. These things mold any dead...
We come back to the elevator. Now, when we get in the elevator, we don't go straight to the second floor. We go back up to floor 1 because I need to go visit the shop. And when you set foot out of the elevator, get right back in. 2 Leapers are going to be waiting for you. And I use the Ripper Blades up because, for some reason the game wants me to keep using it. And it's it's actually the perfect tool for the job right here, honestly. The Ripper gun is usually the gun I go to when dealing with Leapers. And they can't get to you while you're in there. And do be aware of using the secondary fire with the Ripper because the blades can ricochet off the wall and hit you. It's happened to me. So just be mindful of that before you end up using it in close quarters.
Clearance confirmed.
See? What did I say? What did I tell you? More Ripper Blades. But don't you worry because we're heading back to the shop. And I also do my my usual checkup with a med pack just in case something scratched me, and safe to say that I did not take any damage. So yay! Now we're coming up to the end of this chapter. So, yeah. Thank you for watching, and you have a nice day. Goodbye.